Okay, go ahead.
You good?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a regularly scheduled meeting of the Zoning Commission of the City of Danbury, August 23rd, 2022. Let the record show we will begin with a roll call at 7:35. Commissioner Coelho is absent. Commissioner David.
Here.
Commissioner Fay.
Here.
Commissioner Hawley is absent. Commissioner Hylinski.
Here.
Commissioner Jowdy.
Here.
Commissioner Malillo.
Here.
Commissioner Rea is absent. Commissioner Bennett is absent. Commissioner Duran is absent. Commissioner Mahia
Here.
is here. I'm Chairman Haddad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Commissioner Mahia, please sit in for the entire evening for Commissioner Hawley. Thank you. The next regular meeting is scheduled for September 13th, 2022. We can all please rise. Anyone who has their flags, wave them, and we go do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
United
America
States of America, and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Commission members, everyone should have received the August 9th minutes. So I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the minutes of August 9th, 2022. Ms. Hylinski, motion to accept? Is there a second? Second by Mr. David. Any discussion?
second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Not hearing or seeing any opposition, the minutes are accepted unanimously. Let me read the instructions. The meeting of the Danbury Zoning Commission is being held on Zoom as a virtual meeting. Even though this meeting is a virtual meeting, members of the public and interested parties continue to have the opportunity to participate in the meeting in a couple of different ways. You can participate via Zoom and see the audio and video, or you can call in by phone and participate via audio only. Please be aware that we may have to mute your microphone or telephone to avoid an echo or some other background noise. This is also being streamed live via YouTube. Instructions on how to participate in the meeting appear in the City of Danbury website, and all of the documents and materials that apply to the matters to be discussed during this meeting, including the agenda, are also available on the City of Danbury website. As always, if you have any questions, please contact the City of Danbury Planning and Zoning Department. As a reminder, the entire meeting will be posted on and can be seen on the City of Danbury website. We will follow the posted agenda as per standard practice. If prior to the meeting, any questions or comments on agenda items were submitted via email to Sharon Calicio, those comments will be read during the appropriate portion of the meeting. Finally, please remember that technology glitches sometimes do occur. Please be patient if that happens. Before I get to the first public hearing, I'm going to read the legal notice for this evening's meeting. Notice is hereby given to the Zoning Commission of the City of Danbury will hold a public hearing commencing 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022, in a web-based meeting hosted on Zoom to consider the following matter. Application of Pioneer Realty LLC, Steamboat Motors LLC, doing business as Mercedes-Benz of Danbury, 1 and 15 Myrybrook Road, G18007 and G18016, for a certificate of location approval for a motor vehicle new car dealer's license in the IL40 zone in accordance with Section 6A5G of the zoning regulations. A copy of this application is on file in the Planning and Zoning offices for public inspection. Parties and interest and citizens shall have an opportunity to be heard at this time. Agenda to be posted will include instructions on how to access the Zoom meeting and application materials and view the meeting in real time on YouTube. Theodore J. Haddad Jr., Chairman, posted on the city website and town clerk's office on August 9th, 2022. Published in the News Times on August 12th, 2022 and August 19th, 2022. Purchase order 2023-241. First public hearing this evening Let me just double check. Boom, 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 boom. Got it. First public hearing this evening is the application of Pioneer Realty LLC Steamboat Motors LLC doing business as Mercedes-Benz of Danbury, 1 and 15 Myra Road, G18007 and G18016 for a certificate of location approval for a motor vehicle new car dealer's license in the IL40 zone in accordance with section 6A 5G of the zoning regulations. Commission members and the public, it was posted and it's an exhibit, the application with the site plan. Everyone has a copy of that. I will now ask anyone wishing to speak in favor of this petition. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Attorney Miles, how are you?
Hi, good evening.
You have the floor. Help
Thank
yourself.
you. So for the record, my name is Megan Miles. I am a land use attorney with the law firm of Carmody, Torrance, Sandak, and Hennessy with an office at 5011 Worth Street in Waterbury. First, I know this is one of the final weeks of the summer, so I want to sincerely thank everyone for being on the line tonight, and both myself and the applicant. We really appreciate being here tonight with you at the end of August. My firm represents the applicant, which is also the owner of the property. That is Pioneer Realty LLC. And as mentioned, the business operator is Steamboat Motors LLC, doing business as Mercedes-Benz of Danbury. The subject property is at the corner of Myra Road and Sugar Hollow Road. I quickly learned when I started this project that is locally known as the Sayers property. It has not been owned by the Sayers for a few years now. My client purchased it in 2021, so they've owned it for about a year now. We're here tonight requesting a certificate of location approval for a new car dealer on the property. By statute, a new car dealer, as you know, sales of new cars with incidental sales of used cars and repair. There will be a service center on the site. Also, in early July, on July 6th, the Planning Commission approved a special exception and a site plan for this use. In this zone, the IL40 zone is a special exception use. So this project underwent multiple nights of public hearing, extensive review by both the Planning Commission and staff, and we did receive special exception approval in the commission. The Planning Commission was very excited, actually seemed to approve this. So that approval has issued. I will be the one presenting tonight. I'll try to keep it brief, but I do have my full team on the line should you have any questions. I can introduce them briefly. First is Bob Corinci. He is the COO of Curry Automotive. We also have Kurt Jones of Civil One, who is our site engineer. Mike Kozlowski of Claris construction team, and also our project architect. And also Greg Del Rio of Hardesty in Hanover, which is our traffic engineer. As a detail, actually, we technically received two special exceptions, one for the dealership and service center, or the dealership, I should say, and also for the traffic generation. So traffic generation also underwent special exception review. So first, I'm going to describe the applicant. The applicant is so the managing member of the Pioneer Realty LLC is Bernard F. Curry. He is the CEO of Curry Automotive. Mercedes-Benz of Danbury is part of the Curry Automotive Group. That group is over 100 years old, and it is a full-service auto retailer, family-owned, locally owned. And what's unique about them is that they also operate in commercial real estate ownership and management. So they own the parcels and the properties that they operate on, which means they care about them as a landowner and as a taxpayer. They take care of their sites, and also they participate in the community. Curry Automotive currently owns and operates 12 dealerships, both domestic and imported cars in New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Georgia. This will be Mercedes-Benz, as indicated, and they will actually be relocating the Mercedes-Benz from Federal Road. That Mercedes-Benz opened in 2003. Curry bought it in 2015. So about 7 years now, they've already been operating in Danbury. So this is an application where it's actually not going to be a new dealer coming to Danbury. It's going to be a relocating dealer that has already established roots in the community. And they've been heavily involved in the Danbury community for a number of years. I had them send me a list of their participation in the city. So they support various charities and organizations, including the Danbury War Memorial, the Danbury Irish Club, the Worcester School, Connecticut Cancer Foundation, Families United for Autism, Ridgefield Playhouse. They're a member of the Danbury Chamber of Commerce. And this specific facility and site in Danbury is the past winner of the Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best Award. this thing. It's a Connecticut Post Top Place to Work in the small business category, and they've also been awarded the Carfax Top Dealer Award. So this is a nice operation in Danbury, and they will be the goal is to relocate to this site at the corner of Myra Brook Road and Sugar Hollow. So I will describe the property to you. For those who aren't as familiar with it, I have a short PowerPoint that just shows some aerial images as well as what's to be proposed. So I'm going to share my screen. Give me 1 second here. Bubble. PowerPoint. Share. Okay, can everyone see this?
Yep, we got it.
Great. Okay. Hopefully this isn't any trouble. Okay. Let's see here. This is just a general introduction. The property is zoned IL40, so it's in the industrial zone. It's approximately 2.5 acres, so it's a fairly large site. It actually technically fronts on 3 streets. It's at the corner, it fronts on Sugar Hollow Road, Myra Brook Road, and Wallingford Road, which is a local road here. I mentioned the property owner and the business entities. Here's the zoom in. This is from Google. So the satellite image is a little bit outdated. Some of these structures are no longer on the property. But you can tell from this that it's next to a water course here, the Kissing Brook. It's right next to Danbury Airport. Here. This zooms out a little more. This is the site right here. You can see my mouse here, but as this shows, it's next to the airport, and the surrounding area it's commercial and it's industrial. So a lot of transportation uses. There's a lot of airport uses here. Notably, right up the street, about 600 feet away, is Audi, Volkswagen, and Porsche dealerships right here. I believe right here might have been recently approved for an Infiniti dealership. And then Audi's service center is down Myra Brook Road over here. And then other nearby businesses are the Army Reserve Unit, Danbury Mission Technologies. So this is a very transportation heavy area of Danbury. And this use, placing Mercedes-Benz here would fit nicely with the surrounding area and apparently continue the German nature of dealerships on the street. So these are some Google images of existing conditions, just street level. These rock piles are actually gone now, but this is notable that my understanding is that over the few decades, the site has been predominantly used for commercial and industrial uses of dubious compliance with zoning, I think is how we've put it. But most recently, it was used for the stockpiling of construction equipment and other raw construction. And to the next slide, this is what's proposed. These are some renderings of the approved elevations for the site. It's a European design, heavily focused on glass. Yeah, so this would be at the corner. This perspective is from the corner of Sugar Hollow Road and Myra Brook Road. This here is traveling on Sugar Hollow Road from Route 7. And this would be traveling up Myra Brook Road towards Route 7. And this perspective particularly shows the service center entrance here. Let me see here. This is the project site plan, but before I go into this, actually, I think it would be helpful for the commission to know that this is actually the last stop on a very long permitting road for this project, because it's next to a water course, because it's next to the airport, because it's a special exception use. They've actually had to receive a series of permits for this development. They received variances from the ZBA, particularly because of the 3 street frontages. I'll just list they received 4 variances actually. One was to permit parking spaces within 5 feet of the property line of Myra Brook Road and Sugar Hollow Road, again, to ensure safe pedestrian and vehicle circulation on site. To permit a landscape buffer of 5 feet along the property's frontages, to allow alternative site landscaping in lieu of trees, because apparently trees are frowned upon next to an airport. So we had to get a variance for that so they could do trees that would not grow tall. And then also to permit vehicle access to the site from Wallingford Road in addition to Myra Brook Road, because Wallingford Road is technically a local street. Following variance approvals, they received an EIC permit from the Environmental Impact Commission for activities within, I think it was 100 feet of the water course. We received permits from the FAA. We just called an obstruction permit from the FAA for the development. And then, as I mentioned, we most recently obtained special exceptions and site plan approvals from the plan. This is the project site plan. The proposed building is approximately 31,000 square feet, a little over. It has 262 parking spaces. It will also include a 22-bay repair center. Access to the site is from both Myery Brook Road and Wallingford Road. Let me see here. And other site improvements that are in connection with the approved site plan are installation of stormwater retention facilities, which are non-existent on the site right now, robust site landscaping, which I actually have here. A lot of greenery is being added to the site. And this was important to the ZBA and staff in connection with site plan review, is that because of the variance is issued, to make sure that there's a robust planting buffer, so when you're driving, you actually can't really see the parking as much, that you actually have nice plantings blocking the parking areas from the street. And none of this exists at this time, the landscaping. So I can pull these up again, but that was the end of my PowerPoint slides. But the issues at hand tonight, which is the certificate of location approval. It's clear from the Google aerial imagery and just driving near the site, this is a very highly visible site in the city. It's visible from Route 7, and it's been targeted by economic development for some time. Back in 2020, actually, as a reminder, this commission approved a text amendment to the zoning regulations for the IL-40 to actually permit this use in the zone. And this site, this 1 and 15 Myery Brook Road, was the sample site that was considered in connection with that text amendment. And it was clear that the hope was, in approving that text amendment, it would facilitate potentially the site turning into a dealership and some active, profitable economic use at this highly visible corner. And that effort has worked out. We're here tonight, a couple of years later, with an application back before you for a certificate of location approval for a dealership and service center at this site. So I think that was a very successful effort by your part, and this is some really nice economic development use of the site. The special exception approval underscores that this use is in harmony with the surrounding area. As the Planning Commission found that it's not a nuisance use, it's been thoughtfully designed in a manner that conforms to the characteristics and structures of the neighborhood and the district. It will not create conditions adversely affecting traffic safety, and which would cause undue traffic congestion, and it will not create conditions harmful to the natural environment. The area surrounding this property is really well suited for this use. It will continue to complement the transportation, commercial, industrial nature of this area and really just add to it. And there will be a lot of positive impact on traffic conditions in the area. In connection with special exception review, there was a traffic study done. We had a lot of back and forth with the traffic department. We did receive a special exception for the traffic generation. The traffic study by Greg's team determined that no mitigation measures were required, but nonetheless, at the city's request, the applicant is going to be funding new traffic cameras in the area. They're going to be in connection with special exception approval, writing a check for $50,000 to the city for new traffic cameras at 3 nearby intersections. Also in connection with the development, they'll be widening Wallingford Road to assure safe access to the site, and they will be installing sidewalks on all 3 frontages, which are non-existent at this time. So some really nice traffic and pedestrian improvements to the site. And you have a user tonight that's already well established and highly regarded in the Danbury community. And by allowing them to move to this site, they can really grow and expand their business and put a nice new building. And to conclude, it really is a dramatic improvement from existing long-standing conditions. So I submit that the use is extremely appropriate for this corner and that this application should be approved. I will stop talking now. The whole team's on the line. Should you have any questions? We're here.
Thank you. Commission members, any questions of Attorney Miles at this time? Commissioner Melillo.
Yes, Attorney Miles, one quick question. You may not be able to answer this, but hopefully one of the members of your team will. And let me preface this by saying the reason why I'm asking this question is there was a concern a few years ago with another applicant with a car sales petition, how that would impact some residential neighborhoods. So do you have a test drive plan pattern in mind that a typical test drive would take from this location?
I'll have to defer to Bob on that. You're right. I didn't actually know the answer to this. That's my team. So Bob, if you could address that.
Mr. Carinti, just when you
Sorry.
unmute, just state your name and address if you would, please.
I will. It's official name's Robert Carinci, 130 Locust Avenue, Scarsdale, New York.
Thank you.
I'm the COO of Curry Automotive. So we don't really technically have one written for that site, but all of our dealerships currently have. We don't want them test driven in a residential area. There's no benefit of someone driving down a residential area. There's people that might be driving a car. It's their first time you driving that vehicle. We don't want them anywhere where there might be kids riding bikes or homeowners outside. So our normal driving is test routes are usually right turns only. So we don't want them crossing over. We do make exceptions if there's a traffic light or it's easy to make a left. And in this case, most likely what would be is we would pull out, they would probably drive down Route 7, turn around, come back, get off, come back to the store. But we don't want, I live in a residential neighborhood. I would never want someone test driving their car in front of my house. So, and really most of the people we employ live near their store, near where they work. And people also that shop for cars usually want to buy a car from somebody that the facilities within 5 miles of their house. So we sell cars to local people. We want to do the right thing. So it's a long answer, but yeah, we're very conscious of all of those things.
Okay, thank you. So you wouldn't be, so you would understand then if, I know for a prior petition, we put a stipulation that that they couldn't do any test drives in a couple of residential areas. Primarily, I'd be thinking of Harwood, Weindorf, and Spruce Mountain would be the 3-2 residential roads off of Myrie Brook. You would understand a stipulation like that.
Yeah, I don't really know where those roads are specifically, so I wouldn't want to, commit if it's, if Myrie Brook turns into one of those roads and that's the only way to go down that road. But we would not be making lefts into residential spaces.
Yeah, no, each one of these would be a left-hand turn to go up a hill.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not,
Okay.
it's not in our book there. But again, we try not to make left turns ever because it's
Sure.
oncoming traffic.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for asking.
Thank you. Commission members, any other questions of Attorney Miles at this time? Commissioner David, is your hand raised?
Yeah, I don't have a question. I just want to make
Sure.
a comment.
Go ahead.
Attorney Megan, I just want to say very good, thorough presentation. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner David. Anything else? Commissioner Jowdy?
Yes, excuse me. Attorney Miles, does your client own the property? I might have missed that.
Yes, they do.
They do. Okay.
They
Thank
do.
you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Anything else, Commission members, at this time? Commissioner Hylinski? There you go.
My question is, so the one on it's a federal road where that's not going to be there at all?
That's correct. I'll have to have Bob confirm, but my understanding is they're still exploring. The Mercedes-Benz is going to relocate to this corner at Myrie Brook Road and Sugar Hollow Road. My understanding, though, is they're actually still exploring what the future is for the federal road site. It will not be a Mercedes, my understanding. Is that an accurate summary,
Yeah,
Bob?
that's what I wanted to know, if we're going to have one or two Mercedes dealerships.
Just
Okay,
one.
thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, commission members, at this time? Commission members, any other questions? If not, I'll continue on. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Is there anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Is there anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Attorney Miles, did you have anyone else from your team that wanted to make a comment as to, at this time?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
And commission members, we know they're there if we want to ask them. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this petition? Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this petition? Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this petition? Commission members, any further questions of the applicant or Attorney Miles at this time? Ms. Calitro, any comments from the staff?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would just indicate that, that this project has been thoroughly vetted by the department as part of the special exception site plan review process. And as Attorney Miles indicated, there was a zoning amendment a couple of years back. So it's already been determined that this use is appropriate in this zone, and the fact that it's a special exception, it was found appropriate for this site. So those are all my comments.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Anything else, commission members?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Malillo?
if I may, just for Ms. Calitro, for clarification and put on the record, tonight what we are approving is the use for the property. While we know who the current inhabitants and owners of the property are, down the road they could sell off, and the use and any stipulations that we put on it tonight would remain with that use, correct?
Yeah, it's a certificate of location approval. Actually, I don't, maybe Attorney Miles knows the answer. If somebody else were to buy it, whether they have to get a new form to be signed by the state for that new, whoever, again, new ownership of it, but it's the use has been found to be appropriate for that location. And that was somewhat determined by the special exception.
Yeah, my experience over the past years is they still have to file a new form with the state, but a new public hearing doesn't occur, and anything placed on the record or any restrictions placed on at the initial public hearing would carry over to future.
That's how, yeah, that's how I understand you've been doing it in the past.
Sure, I just wanted to
If
get
it's
that.
already had a public hearing, you've already determined the use is appropriate at that site, and right, that you would want those conditions to carry over. So
Thank you.
As an additional point, I understand that to be correct as well. Anything else, commission members? Anything else? So not hearing or seeing anything else, is there a motion to close this public hearing, continue this public hearing? What's your pleasure? Commissioner Malillo?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Commission members, there's a motion by Commissioner Malillo to close the public hearing. Is there a second?
Second.
I see a second by Commissioner Fay. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? For the record, I did not hear any oppositions. It sounds to me
Mr.
like
Haddad.
as the closing of this public hearing has been approved unanimously. Commissioner Malillo?
I would like to make a motion to move this agenda item to item number 3 under old business for discussion and possible action.
Commission members, there's a motion made by Commissioner Malillo to move the petition of the application of Pioneer Realty to number 3 under old business for discussion and possible action on this evening's agenda. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Hylinski. Any discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Not hearing or seeing any opposition. This application of Pioneer Realty is moved to number 3 under old business for discussion and possible action. Let me just write it here. Thank you. We don't have any continuation of any public hearings this evening. Let me go to old business for discussion of possible action. I also want to, I couldn't get a print on this, but I want to go to my desktop and see if I could find it. let me go just get this out of the way in case there's anybody viewing this. We do have under the petition of 3775 LLC, that has been withdrawn. I have a copy of the withdrawal letter here. I'm trying to pull up. It's actually, I couldn't get a print on it. I'm actually can't getting a. Who has a copy of that letter that they could read into the record this evening? Any commission members?
I have it, Mr. Chairman.
Please.
Okay, hold on, I have to.
Yeah, it's not coming up on my screen here.
Yeah, it's dated August 18th. Chairman Haddad, on the petition of 3775 LLC and Robert Morrissey, 1-3 and an unnumbered lot, Pembroke Road. Dear Chairman Haddad, having heard the comments from both the public and members of the commission at the public hearing, the petitioner has decided to withdraw the petition in contemplation of filing a new petition that may seek to change the zoning to the RA20 zone, as has been suggested by the comments during the public hearing. I appreciate the time that the commission and staff have given to this petition and look forward to returning to the commission with a different concept for the properties. With my usual regards, yours truly, Neil R. Marcus.
Thank you so much for reading that. I appreciate it. Having technical difficulties here. All right, so that's the second one under the old business for discussion, possible action. Number one is petition Maria Lima Takuri and Isabel Lima to amend section 3F2D1A of the zoning regulations. In parentheses, reduce distance requirement between package stores from 2,000 feet to 1,000 feet. Public hearing was closed on August 9th, 2022. Commission members, what's your pleasure on this petition? And I don't know if everyone's ready. Let me just reiterate, Commissioner Mejia, you're in for the entire evening. For Commissioner Hawley, that includes this, of course, and you are qualified as you were here for the public hearing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Commission members, on the Takuri Lima petition.
Mr. Chairman, may
Chairman.
I?
Commissioner Melillo, yes, please.
Is Attorney
Nice to meet you.
Mizuko the attorney on record for this petition?
I believe so, yes.
While we are sitting here this evening with not a full commission, may I, through you, ask Attorney Mizuko if he would prefer for us to wait until we had a full complement of 9 before we took action regarding his petition?
Sure, we have plenty of time. That's fair. And Attorney Mizuko, if you're there, I see your logo. Your mic is off. There you go. Attorney Mizuko, did you hear the comments from Commissioner Melillo? He turned his mic on, but now it's off. I think he's having trouble. And we're not hearing him right now. That is a good consideration, Commissioner Melillo, to give to the petitioner at this time. So I'll tell you what. I think he's there. I think he's trying to talk and he can't.
Well, he could type in the chat. Well, he could type in the chat, but he can send me an email if he wants, if he's listening, and just tell us what he wants to do. I have my email up.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, could we consider deviating from the order, moving to item number 3 to give Attorney Mizuko a couple more minutes, and then we can come back to item number 1?
Yes, why don't you make that motion? We'll need 2/3 to deviate from the agenda. So why don't you go ahead and make that motion?
I'll make the motion to deviate from the agenda and take up item number 3 and under old business for discussion and possible action prior to taking up item number 1.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Jotty. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Not hearing or seeing any opposition, unanimously. We will now move to number 3 under old business for discussion of possible action. And that is the application of Pioneer Realty LLC, Steamboat Motors LLC, doing business as Mercedes-Benz of Danbury, 1 and 15 Myrie Brook Road, G18007 and G18016, for certificate of location approval for motor vehicle new car dealer's license in the IL40 zone in accordance with section 6A 5G of the zoning regulations. Public hearing was open on August 23rd, 2022, and it was closed on August 23rd, 2022. Commission members.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Melillo.
I'll make a motion to approve this petition in that it is consistent with the site, or sorry, with the zone and the surrounding area. It will not have a negative impact on the health and safety of the city. It is in accordance with the I'm drawing a blank. I know the term too, our comprehensive plan of development. With the following
Conservation
stipulations.
plan.
I would like to prohibit test drives from occurring through the residential neighborhood, specifically Harwood Drive, Weindorf Lane, and Spruce Mountain Road, which are all left-hand turns off of Myrie Brook.
Thank you, Commission members. There's a motion by Commissioner Melillo. Is there a second? With reasons. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Fay. Any discussion?
I would add that little street that goes in between the office where Larry Riefberg had his office and the city farm there. It's a dead end. It just seems like a bad idea to go down there.
Yeah,
I have no problem.
It's a dead
I have no
end.
problem with that addition, Mr. Chairman.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the comments in addition. Any other comments? Let me also state for Mr. Carinci that even though he's unfamiliar with those roads, I assure you that those are roads that the drivers or salespeople wouldn't be taking anyway, but it does protect those residential streets. So feel comfortable in that regard. Thank you. And good point, Commissioner Melillo. Any other discussion? A yes is yes, a no is no. And we're going to do it by roll call. Commissioner Melillo.
Yes.
Oh, wait. And we got a second was from Commissioner Fay, right?
Right.
Yes. Commissioner Melillo.
Yes.
Commissioner Fay.
Yes.
Commissioner David.
Yes.
Commissioner Mejia.
Yes.
Commissioner Hylinski.
Yes.
Commissioner Jowdy.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I will vote yes. 7-0. Congratulations. Attorney Miles, the last few months, we have been getting some absolutely terrific staff reports and terrific petitions. Very well done. And we can add yours to that pile. This was very well done. We
Thank
appreciate all the
you.
information you furnished, not only the presentation tonight, but the documents that you submitted. Very well done. Thank you.
Thank
And the
you
best
so
of
much.
luck to you and
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I feel as though I'm afraid we may have lost Mr. Haddad.
I think we did for a second. Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
I still appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you're back. You're back. You're
Oh.
back.
Where did you lose me?
You were thanking and wishing the Mercedes-Benz of Danbury good luck.
Perfect. I had nothing else to say other than did anybody get a hold of Attorney Mizuko? I guess.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Right.
Good night.
Did anybody hear from Attorney Mizuko yet?
Just send him a text message.
Oh, I got it. Wait, he sent me a thing. It says, sorry for technical difficulties, no objection to a continuance.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion then that we withhold making a decision on this petition until our next meeting. So we'll basically carry it over to the next meeting.
Yeah, sounds good. I appreciate that suggestion, and I think that's a good way to play it. And we did hear from the attorney. So, you making a motion just to continue it over?
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Fay. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Not hearing any. So we're going to, before I move on, we're carrying this to September 13th, and then when I get to reference only, we have a couple there as well. Under new business, petition of D&B Wellness LLC, doing business as a botanist, to amend section 3C4E6D of the zoning regulations, in parentheses, change distance measurement from residential zone boundary for cannabis retailers. We're to refer this out, right? So we'll need a motion.
Yes.
To receive the petition, refer to the planning commission with a recommendation, notify all surrounding communities that need to be notified according to state statutes, publish it in the town clerk's office and all of the necessary required publications according to state statute, and set the public hearing date for October 11th, 2022. which is subject to change depending on circumstances related to COVID. Is there a motion to that effect? Motion made by Ms. Helinski. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Jowdy. Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, not hearing or seeing. There is no correspondence. For reference only is a petition of Delaware MMP LLC, MMP Realty LLC, property owner, City of Danbury, 40 Apple Ridge Road, and also 55 Triangle LLC, Bridgeport Roman Catholic Diocesan Corp. Diocesan.
Arnie
do we
stumbled
decide?
over this too.
How do we decide that's pronounced? Anyway,
Diocesan.
so that's going to be heard on September 13th. Remind me to skip it next meeting, that word. And also we're carrying over the petition to Corey and Lima. Under other matters, Ms. Calitro, can I ask regarding D&B Wellness? This came pretty quick out of the box. They're basically looking to amend the last 2 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago petition we approved. There's
2
something in
weeks
there they don't
ago.
like.
Yes, correct.
All right. All right, we'll get to it when we get to it. And are there any other matters? Any other matters? Any other matters? You sure? Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn at 8:16? Not a record, but not bad. Motion to adjourn, Commissioner Fay, second by Commissioner Helinski. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Let the record show at 8:17. I'm getting feedback. Let the record show at 8:17. We are adjourned.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.